Hello, chat. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. Trying to lower the music so you can hear me a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Hi, chat. I'm back home. I have a fucking headache. I woke up with it, but I'm still streaming. We're still doing it. We're doing the thing. How are you, chat? How are you? I'm doing alright, except for headache. I was temporarily blind for like 30 minutes before stream, so I just regained my vision after ibuprofen kicked in. So we're good to stream. Okay. I am so out of the loop with things. How have you guys been, chat? I've been out of town on a like family get together thing for like a week and then needed to desocialize for another week because well, there's like 20 people in in this family get together and everyone has not seen each other for like 4 years, so there was a lot of socializing going on. Ugh. Where am I? What's going on? Ah, I see where I am. Okay. Cool. Ah. I am glad to be back, chat. I am glad to be back. So, yes, it is. That is only for that one. Good. Let's go ahead out. Ah! I keep forgetting I have to do that. I keep forgetting. Every time I reopen Krita, I have to select the eraser thing for the back tool. Otherwise, it won't automatically switch. Or it just... Is it automatic? There we go. Okay. It was just being weird for a minute there. Awesome. Okay. Now that I'm back, though, that means I get to go ham with Art Fight, because up until now I had shit to do. But now I can just go full throttle. On the topic, I got some Art Fight attacks, and I'm so excited about it. Let's look at the Art Fight attacks real quick. Yeah. I forgot to move things right. There we go. There's that. Big screen. Art Fight. What up to music? Is it still playing? Okay, it was. It was just too quiet for me. Alright. And over here, gonna just I need to get a better setup. I'm reaching so far. But there we are! There's my Art Fight. For people who don't know, this is my Art Fight. Yes. But I got 2 fucking attacks! One of them I knew was coming because it's my homie, but the other one was so cool to get. I love Art Fight. Just awesome art from strangers. Like, look at this! Look at this! It's me! It's Bones! It's the lad! This is incredible! I love it so much! Look at him! Look at the lad! This was made by Julatoon on Art Fight, as you can see there. They got some cool OCs. You should, if you are on Art Fight, you should totally check them out and try for an attack. But look at the dude! Look at the guy! Look at him! I love it so much. And the other one is more of a meme, but it's amazing. My friend did this one. We had a mutual thing of I promised to attack them, so they attacked me, and they just did it first because they had time. Autism be damned, my boy can work a grill. And dude, look how babyfied. Their art style is fucking adorable. I love it so much. Just taking the Bone Lad and babify. Make baby. Alright. That is enough of that. That's enough of that. Where the fuck is it? Oh, that's where it went. Ugh, there we go. Now we're back to that. Alright. Ugh. Let's get into drawing. I need to readjust something. Hold on. I need to bring my computer a little closer. Yeah. There we go. That should be a little bit better for me. And I just got wire over. There we go. Readjusted. Good. Almost readjusted. Hold up. There we go. Now we're adjusted. Now we're good. Alright, alright. We judge. Alright, so I want to do... What was the setting that I used for this one? Soft light. And I want to do a slightly lighter color than this. Actually, I think the previous color worked really good. Hold on. Let's see. Does this... Let's try it. Let's try that color. Normal. Soft light. And what was the opacity at? Like 60%? There we go. Now let's try. See how that... that's a darker color. I don't want it to be darker. I want a lighter color. Let's go over here a bit with it. Yep. That could work. That could work. Maybe get it a little bit lighter. Let's see. I want it to be like... I think it's just the setting. It's not gonna work. Screen. What is screen? No, I don't want that. Saturation. That's screen overlay. Multiply. That makes it darker. Sorry, I'm just seeing what kind of setting I want to do with this. No. Let's... No. Let's do... Let's see what we can do with overlay. That? And maybe a little bit darker. No, not that way. Let's do like that. How is that darker somehow? Right, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Hi, really cool style. What team are you on? I am on Team Werewolf. Hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Is that the color that I want? If you want to find my art fight, you can do exclamation in fight in the chat, and it will get the link that goes straight to my profile. Ah, hello, comrade. Yes, Team Werewolf for the win. Team Werewolf for the win. Yeah. Did I say exclamation point art fight? I think I just meant exclamation point fight. Those are two similar of commands. I need to change that at some point. Ugh. There we go. Sorry about that. Those commands are too similar. I need to switch that up. Trying to think how I could switch that up. But welcome in, welcome in. Is that what it was? I'm gonna look back at the original reference. Oh yeah, I mixed it up. It's all good. It's an easy one to mix up. I think I'm gonna change it after stream. Where is... I'm trying to figure out, okay. So in the original, it doesn't really have the sleeves of different colors, but they specifically said to get funky with the color palette and the shapes and everything like that. So I'm gonna have fun with it. Let's do a lighter color. Let's do like almost white. No. Ah! I am trying to figure out a good color to do for this. I want it to be like... How do I do this? I'm still kind of new to digital art, so I don't know how the fuck the different layer types work. Let's see... Luminosity layer? That could work. It looks a little bit softer, so let me just bring it into a darker color with way more saturation. Doesn't look like saturation affects anything on luminosity layers. Fuck. Lighting? See, that's just the same color as the lines. Color dodge? That makes it really light. Let's see, though, if I can, like... I want it more cyan. Make it darker. Maybe a little bit darker. Not that dark. No, yeah, we need it darker. Do we think that's the play? I think that is the play. Yes, we're doing that. That's what we're doing for that. So now to get the little tiny skulls in on those sleeves. These itty bitty skull shapes. Woo! Wow, wow, wow. I need to re-get back into the mindset of streaming, gods. I spent like, I don't know, time away from streaming. Which, I guess technically it's not really any more time than I have normally spent away from streaming. But I think it's just the fact that I was around, like, 20 fucking people at once for this family reunion thing. Which it was fun, it was very fun. It's just socially overwhelming being around that many people, honestly. I have a very large family. That. Alright, alright, alright. This is gonna be one of those streams where I'm probably gonna get too focused on the art and not talk as much. In my defense, I had a headache before stream, not scream. I mean, I guess before Scream 2. These skulls are too even. Yeah, in my defense, if I get too quiet this stream, I had a headache and almost just didn't stream at all, so... take the complaints up with my manager. I have no idea what I'm saying. I need to get back into the streaming mindset. More itty bitty tiny skulls. Need some bigger skulls. So actually, I'm gonna erase that one. Reselect. The skull sizes are too uniform. We need a big boy. There we go. Oh, I hope it's better now. Yeah, it's better now. I mean, I can see now, so it's definitely better. Don't worry about me. I'm used to having headaches. I get them all the time. And it was one of those fucking migraines that fucks with your vision. But I'm good now. I am good. Don't worry, I'm drawing so feel for I need to readjust the thing. I can't see chat as well. Don't worry, I'm drawing in parallel so the talking is nice. Nice! I do the same thing all the time. Just have a stream on in the background while I'm drawing or doing something else. It's a very nice way of, like... It's almost like budget body doubling for, like, ADHD. Like... my friends can't actually body double because they have work or something. So just turn on a stream and vibe like that. Okay, the skulls on this sleeve are still too uniform, and they don't taper out towards the torso enough. Good news if it's going better. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So what are you drawing? Are you working on Art Fight 2 or something else? A little bit bigger. And we're gonna make that a little bit bigger. Do we want to make that one bigger? No. We want to make this guy bigger. Yes, I'm working on Attack 2. Nice, nice. Team Werewolves for the win! The objectively best team. Love Art Fight. Technically, this is my first year participating in Art Fight. But I've kind of, like, known about it and, like, been a fan of Art Fight for, like, 3 years or so, I want to say. Alright, let's shrink that down a bit. And like that. And then let's grab this big boy. I'm being so meticulous on this one attack because I've been eyeing it since way before. I've been eyeing this character since before Art Fight started. The rest are not gonna be this high quality. But you know, whoever said artists had to be consistent with anything? Since when have artists ever been consistent about anything? Do you know how many different fucking art styles I have that I've drawn in like the past 2 months? Oh, well, good that you joined. Yeah! I'm definitely having fun with it. It just didn't work out the previous years of just, like, I got burnout or art block right as it started, so it just wasn't gonna happen. But this year, I was sure to make sure I could do it. Which is awesome. I'm having so much fun with it. Art Fight is good to experiment. No one is consistent, it seems, definitely. I've given myself a challenge for Art Fight of, well, I don't know if I can really call it a challenge if this is the only attack I've officially drawn yet, but I've given myself a challenge of every attack that I draw is not gonna be like the classic, just the 3/4 view profile of a person. It's not gonna be like that. None of them get this kind of... That was... No one gets this pose. No one gets just a 3/4 view portrait. Really trying to push out of the normal shit that I draw. Or I guess I've kind of been doing that for a while, but you know what I mean. I'm doing interesting poses for this. I'm not just doing portraits like this, and I'm not doing the very typical of standing with one hand peace sign, the other hand, the, like, you know... What happened? Why am I not drawing? Why is it not drawing anymore? Hello? Hello? What is happening here? Hello? Okay. Well, looks like that I have to figure out before I can get back to drawing. Of what the fuck is happening. Not there. It's not an eraser. What's my color like? It's still the same color. What the fuck happened? What did I do? Why can't I draw anymore? Oh my god. Okay. Let's see if unplugging and replugging in my tablet helps. Did that help? No. Is taking out the nib gonna help? And re-putting it in? What is happening? Why can't I draw? Jimmy, what are you doing to me? I know we have new people in chat today. Jimmy is the name of my laptop. Jimmy Nitron. But why? Why? Jimmy is going through a bit of a rebellious phase lately. Wrong layer maybe? Which, well, it shouldn't be wrong layer, because it's not any clipping or masking layer that I'm on right now. Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy is in a bit of a rebellious teen era right now. I have not had a single stream go without a little bit of scuff in the entire time that I've been, like, officially, consistently streaming. Logical is the app. Oh! Okay, yeah. No, I'm using Krita. Which I know that there's problems with Krita, but it was the first art program that I tried. I know I should really try to figure out things like Fire Alpaca or something like that. But, Krita works. Mostly. I guess it doesn't work right now. Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Hello? What is going on? Imagine if it's just lag and I have, like, a million scribbles that show up all over the art in, like, 5 minutes. It shouldn't be that. I hope it's not that. That would suck. That would actually just suck if... Oh, I'm so fucking stupid! I'm so stupid. There was something selected. I'm such an idiot. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes we have moments like that. But yes, the goal is to not do those 3/4 screams. Dreams. I don't know why, but your voice reminds me of Void. Oh, honestly, I can see it. I can see it. We're talking about Void, but it's like, yeah, I remember you. I remember you from Void and Fern's chat. Hello, Phantom. Alright. Yes, my challenge for myself with Art Fight is to not do the 3/4 view profile face. That's like that. To not do one of those. And to not do the pose that's like that. I'm doing it really badly because I'm doing it fast. And then like that. I'm an average Fern Bits enjoyer. Same. We love them both. It's amazing. I somehow realized lately, like really recently, that I wasn't following Void somehow. And I just was watching Void streams and getting the notifications from Fern's Discord. It's silly, very silly. But I'm not gonna do this kind of pose either. You know, the very traditional pose of when you just don't know what to do. Of a full body reference. I'm not doing either of these for Art Fight. I gotta get swanky with it. Ugh, I did something. We gotta get swanky with it. That is how we are getting art. Like, let me finish erasing these. That's how we're getting cool shit. Like this. I am so freaking proud of. I'm so proud of this. None of my other attacks are gonna be nearly as good quality as this one. I just know it. But that doesn't change the fact that it's very fun. That's very fun. Woo! Alright. Now you gotta do the skulls on this side. Let me pull up the reference for myself again. Ooh, the ones in the legs actually tend to have some red in them. I might do that. Might do that later. Very fun, very fun. But how are you doing today, Phantom? How are you? 'Cause I am doing alright. Let's do a big one there. You gotta get that little skull shape in. There we go, that's better. Nah, I don't like the eraser edge. We're just gonna do better on that guy. See? Just like that. Just like that, we do better. And we'll get a bigger guy right there. I may have to go back and do some ones further up on the knee on this side. But I was thinking of doing that anyways. I just was too lazy last stream to do that. Where's my music? Where'd my music go? Why can't I not hear my music? Okay. There we go. Now I can hear my tunes. My tunes. I'll do a little bitty skull right there. And let's do like the edge of a skull right here. Where you can only see a little bit of it. It's behind the other part of the leg. And another skull bit right there. Da -da -da. Da -da -da. Like I mentioned earlier, this is probably going to be one of those streams that I just randomly get really quiet as I get too invested in the art itself. Which is not a bad thing, I don't think. I think there's worse things to be invested in. Just not great for a streamer to just suddenly go really quiet. You know? Alright. Let's do one, like, medium guy right here. Tiny guy there. Alright, there we go. Awesome. Let's see. Let's get some of these guys over here a little bit bigger. Yeah, just like that. And I actually want this guy closer to the edge because of the way that that skull is shaped. And then do a little like that. And let's grab another one of these big skulls and get it a little bit bigger. I forgot to ask at the top of stream, is everything good audio-wise? Y'all can hear me well? The music volume's good? Everything good there? Everything all good? There we go. Nice. I think I want to do it. Do I want to do a little guy there? No, I want to just move this guy over to the side. There we go. Just like so. Awesome. Yes, everything's good. Awesome. Perfect. Good to know. Good to know. Ugh. I will say, when I was out with the family gathering thing, one thing that is kind of funny is my cousins are a bit richer than me, not in saying of like a bad thing, they just are a bit more well off. So it's funny telling when I tell stories about the apartment that I used to live in, because a lot of the time there's so many times where they're just absolutely horrified. I'm just like, yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And there's a variety of things for that, of like, doop doop. I'm trying to think of a good story that I told my cousins. I can always talk about the cats. I can talk about the cats for hours. I'm happy that I got to cat sit for my ex-roommates recently. I haven't been able to in a while. Gotta see my kitties again. The cats are a funny story, though, because sometimes I think that the universal cat distribution system may have glitched a little bit getting us our cats, because there was just too many of them. Just too many. So I'll tell the story of how we got the cats. So, when we were in the city that we were in, it was kind of I live in the desert, and where we lived in the city, it was even more of a deserty desert than the desert I'm in now. If that makes any sense. It's hot, it's dry, there's no plants really, except for the ones that are maintained by private companies, and it like there's one time that I was taking the bus to work, and it was literally like 123 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which I believe is like 50 degrees Celsius for my non-American people. I'm just gonna look that up really quick. Fahrenheit Celsius and 123. Yes, it is literally exactly 50 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely insane. Literally was so hot that like I was waiting at the bus for like 20 minutes, and the air that was leaving my body at normal body temperature felt almost chilled when it passed through my nose and lips. Like, that's how fucking hot it is in this place. And that particular story might have been a heat wave, but overall, it still does not regularly dip beneath the hundreds in Fahrenheit or 40s in Celsius. So when there was a cat that was just on our like doorstep, on the steps that led up to our apartment door, and it was just kind of sitting out there, and it was a super friendly cat. She was so friendly. And this cat was out there in the sun for like 8 hours. No one claimed her. We asked all of our neighbors. No one knew whose cat she was. So, obviously, a cat that's in that intensive conditions, we have to bring her in. We're not supposed to have animals in the apartment, but you know, they don't need to know. They don't need to know everything. We're not supposed to have animals in the apartment. They're supposed to actually fix things when they're broken. We're both not keeping up our end of the deal. So it works. It works, you know? They don't need to know everything that lives in the apartment. So yeah, we're not supposed to have any animals in the apartment, but we bring in this cat. We name her Whiskey. She was adorable, kind of like a calico colored, like almost like we called her the way that she looked of like mutt colored because it was like speckling of every different color of cat. And it was so damn pretty. She's such a pretty cat. I'm gonna just really quickly save because I realized I haven't saved in a while. Mind if I barge into this lovely conversation? Not at all! Welcome in! How are you today? How are you doing? How are you doing on this lovely day? You doing good? I am talking about how me and my old roommates got our cats. Yes, plural, even though I'm only talking about one at the moment. Trust me, we get there. It builds up. But how are you doing today while I talk about my cats, whom I love? My beloved cats. My little kitties. The babies. Alright. But yeah, we bring in this cat. We give her all the food and the water, and she's super friendly. We think that at one point she used to be a house cat, because she is litter box trained and things like that, and knows not to like scratch the couches. Usually, I'm in the trenches as of now. Oh no, the trenches of what? The trenches of what, my friend? Whatever it is, good luck, soldier. By that I mean my art supplies. Oh boy. As in, like, your art supplies are messing up, or you're trying to figure out art supplies? Do elaborate. I should. Oop, let's not do that. There we go. There we go. We get a swatch there for that color. I sold my tablet for a phone with a stylus because I thought I bought 3 Apple Pencils and waste $300 because none of them would fucking connect. Oh no. Oh no, that's that is awful. Oh, I hope things work out for you on that. That's painful. $300. Ooh. Can you, like, return the Apple Pencils? Did you get them from, like, a commercial place like that, or was it, like, secondhand and you can't return them? Because that fucking sucks, dude. That's awful. Oh no. Uh, I'm not really dealing with art supply and thing like that secondhand. Fuck. Oh no. That is awful. Well, you know what you have to do now. You have to resell them and scam someone else. I am kidding. I am kidding. That is such a shitty thing to do of just reselling broken shit to scam people. So now I have to draw on about 4 by 3 inches of screen. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, there was a time where I had to draw on my phone with my finger, and the phone screen was so fucking busted, so I just kept on tearing up the pads of my fingers. But I didn't have my art tablet yet, so I was like, I may as well. What's the harm? What's the harm in this? It's fine. It's totally fine. But I understand. It's painful. That sucks, dude. I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better, mate. I'm hoping you figure out a way to get that $300 back because that is awful. Oh, at least I got a stylus, but damn, for real, dude, that is awful. Good luck, soldier. You have our sympathies. You have our sympathies, soldier. Alright. Yeah, that definitely fucking sucks ass. Let's get back to this. Now we think that this cat used to have a like normal owner of like and be in a house because she's all litter box trained and she understands why she's not allowed to scratch up the couch. On the bright side, my art is decent. Is still decent. That is a good bright side. That is a very good positive. I also think that the music while you were talking about this was on point. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, my friend. That's those strength to you. Strength to you, my friend. You're doing great. We send you all of the strength and compassion. Okay. But because this kitten was like litter box trained, we think that she used to have a house, but so we were like asking around, does anyone know whose cat this is? We're taking care of her right now. We put out the posters and things like that. And there was just nothing that came back. Like over time we kind of figured out through like the things that upset her and things like that we think that she used to have owners but they moved and she got abandoned when they moved, which sucks. But now she's with a happy family. Now she's with a happy family. Yes, yes. And that was the first cat, and everyone agreed this is our cat now. Absolutely. Emphasis on the first, however. A couple weeks after that, my 3 roommates went camping together. I couldn't go because my work said that I had to come in, even though I requested it off like a month in advance. But I'm not salty about it or anything. I'm not salty or anything. Certainly not. Certainly not. Actually, I am not salty about that one. I'm salty about them saying I can't have Mother's Day off because it was literally the only holiday I ever requested off. But that one in particular, I'm not too salty about because that camping trip they went on just went completely downhill. They left one of the tents at home. They left pots and pans at home so they couldn't cook the food. that they brought. Kitties are so sweet. I love petting street cats because in my populated city, they're so used to humans, fucking jaded. And kitties are the greatest. They're so cute, so sweet. I wish that I could have a cat now, but when I moved out from my roommates, I had to the situation was I had to move back home because disability was escalating and I couldn't work anymore, so I wouldn't be able to make rent. So I had to move back home with my parents. My mom is really allergic to cats, so I couldn't take one of the kitties with me, which really sucks. I really want a cat, but my mom is too allergic. It's so sad. I can touch the fucker in the paw, the tail, and the goddamn stomach, and I get to keep like 10 fingers. Real. So real. That's so damn real of the cats that just attack. I think it was kind of the opposite in my city though, because it was a very large city and not a super well-off area. It was kind of a ghetto area I lived in. So some of the cats were super friendly because they knew that being friendly meant that they were likely to be given a can of tuna or some shit. But some of the cats just had been through some shit, and if you got within 20 feet of them, they just hissed their heads off, and I'm not gonna risk touching a cat that clearly does not want anything to do with people. That's just being stupid and rude to the cat. But while my roommates were on this camping trip, it just went to shit. Like, they left one of the two tents at home. They left the pots and pans at home so they couldn't cook the food that they had to eat. The campsite had absolutely no shade in the middle of June in the summertime. Every cat we have is fucking huge. They're all chubby. That is incredible. Chubby cats are the greatest. Just little chub balls, little fluffs. Lord Chonkulus right there. Ugh. Pop my back real quick. Ugh. There we go. So the camping trip was just going so bad, they decided that for the last night, they were like, fuck this, we're gonna get a hotel room, and then we're gonna go urban exploring the next day to try and make up for this trip. Normal roommate shit, being stupid, absolutely. Definitely. It's actually really... So, I'll tell that story after this one, but... So they got the hotel room and they went some urban exploring, and in the fucking New Mexico desert where they were camping out of state, they found this old abandoned church. Like this old abandoned broke down church in the middle of this completely abandoned town. And like the moment they got there, the vibes were just off. They were wrong. Like all of my roommates are pagan witches of some kind. I am also pagan, but all of them there was just like so many warning signs of like whatever's going on here. The vibes are rank. It is not great. So, but there was a cat that was sat right in front of the church and just staring at them. This old big tomcat that was staring at them and like meowing at them. And the cat didn't have the bad vibes. It was just like the church, this old abandoned church. And the cat was like trying to get their attention and leading them inside, so they, like stupid people, followed the cat into the abandoned church that had just the worst vibes imaginable. But it wasn't a horror movie. Thankfully. I sense a disturbance in the force. There's some ritual shit. For real, definitely. Definitely. Like, there was something in that church. Possibly the old tomcat. I still believe that the tomcat was not real and it was like a ghost or some shit. And I'll explain why about that later. But the cat had this, like, super knowledgeable look on its face of like, just, it had the energy of, like, it knew something that that my roommates didn't know. This is all how they were describing it, of course. Like, this is how they were describing it. So they decided to follow this cat into the church with some protections, obviously. Like, they had some, like, protection spells and shit like that. But they followed this cat into the church, and this old Raggedy Tomcat led them into the church, where they found this, like, stained, rotting mattress that was surrounded by trash, and in the middle of the mattress was this little kitty. Not, like, kitten. It was clearly a couple of months old, but it was still a tiny little cat, this tiny little tuxedo cat. And they decided to name both of these cats Squinty Eyes. Not quite. No, it was older than that. It was older than Squinty Eyes. Guys, it'd been around a couple of months, wasn't like tiny little bean. So a little bit bigger than that, but still bitty and had room to grow, you know? But this little kitten was sleeping on his old ratty stained bed, and my roommates were like, okay, we gotta take both of these cats home. So they pick up the little kitten, and she's super friendly. She loves cuddling. She just falls asleep in their arms in the car. She's a crackhead too. If someone is not holding her while in the car, she will just run around all the time. Not in like a scared way, but just in a way of just running around like a crackhead. But the second someone is holding her, she just calmly sits in their lap. Alright, but that's still weird. It is still weird. It is very much still weird. The whole situation was weird. But they go to try and pick up and bring the tomcat with them. And they named both of them, they named the two cats. The little kitten, her name is Yoshi, because her meows at the time sounded just like the sounds that like Yoshi the dinosaur makes. It was fucking adorable. It's like meow, meow, meow. You know? And on the theme, they decided that the other one, how the fuck did a goddamn cat find the place and time to eat, drink, and give birth somewhere in fucking New Mexico? Who knows, man? Who knows? It was a weird situation all around. But my roommates, they go in to try and get the old tomcat that they named Bowser to fit the Mario theme. They named this old, large tomcat Bowser, and they try to get him in the car, but the second they try to grab at him, he just bolts, just runs away, and they try to chase. I can barely find the nearest general store, let alone survive in a desert. Real, that is so true. The state I live in Arizona, so like right next door neighbors. There's literally a town in Arizona called Nothing, Arizona, and there is literally exactly one building in Nothing, and it's an abandoned building, and a big fuck ass sign that just says "Welcome to Nothing." That's like half decrepit and falling apart. And in Nothing, Arizona, you're so far from civilization that if you hit scan on a car radio, it will literally just loop through static for hours, never finding a single radio a single radio signal strong enough to pick up on, which I think is really cool, and I used as a concept for like a flash horror fiction kind of thing. But back to the original story. Yes, there's nothing to find in the desert. They try and get this old tomcat that they named Bowser in the car, and the second they try to pick him up, he's been super friendly the whole time, like rubbing against their legs. They've been able to pet him, but the second they try to pick him up, he just bolts, runs the other way. Actually, I don't think. Thinking back on it, the cat was friendly, but I don't think he actually ever touched any of my roommates. They never said anything about that. More evidence to the ghost cat theory. But this cat just bolts, runs away as fast as he can, and jumps down a well, and they hear a loud splat, and they are too scared to look down the well. But rest assured, the cat is okay. The cat did not get hurt. But boy, did they think that it did for a second. The cat was perfectly fine, But this cat just ran and jumped down a well, and they heard a splat sound, and they were so freaked out by this. Until the cat just meowed at them from the bottom of the well, like, "Hey, I'm okay. Don't worry about me." Did not seem phased in the slightest. Wasn't walking like there was any kind of injury, but there was no way that this cat would be able to escape the well. Just like the way that the bottom of the well is shaped, and the completely smooth sides, and this totally dried up desert well. There was no way that this cat was gonna be able to escape. And they tried to figure out a bunch of ways. There wasn't any rope nearby. The rope was one of the things that they forgot when they went camping. There wasn't anything to like scoop the cat up with, and even if it did, the cat was not gonna was did not seem interested in getting out of the well at all. But so what they did is they called animal control, and it was late at night. It was late. So they were, yeah, to reiterate, my dumbass roommates explored an abandoned church with the rankest vibes imaginable in the middle of the night and adopted a cat from there. But they called animal control, and because it was the middle of the night, they wouldn't be able to come until morning. So they were like, okay. They slowly, they tried to send some food down for the cat. There was water at the bottom of the well, but they were like, it's kind of water at the bottom of the well. Hopefully it's okay, because it's hard to get water down there without spilling it. But they set some food down, and they went home. They went back to the hotel with the small cat Yoshi, and they waited for morning for animal control to be able to come. When animal control got there with my roommates, there was no sign of the cat. There was no mattress. There was no trash. There was no sign of humans beyond graffiti and tagging that happens on abandoned buildings, naturally. But not only was the cat not at the bottom of the well, dead or alive, the cat just had vanished without a trace. And even animal control was like, I have no idea what the fuck happened here. If there was a cat ever at the bottom of the well, it would not be able to get out on its own, from what we can tell. It's a smooth walled well with a big open space at the bottom, and cats cannot climb ceilings as far as we are aware. So the cat literally just vanished as far as they can tell. The cat just completely vanished, as well as any signs that there was ever a cat to begin with. Even the food that they had left the cat, the food was gone, but the tin was still there. But this cat had just vanished. Which is also the nail in the coffin why I believe that this cat never existed or was like a ghost of some kind, just trying to get Yoshi out of this church and out of the bad situation. Now, this whole time, I am working a very busy week because I worked at a movie theater, and this happened, I think, the same weekend as some big Marvel movie release. Like, I think it was Doctor Strange. So I was working my ass off, horrible fucking weekend all around. And in the middle of my shift, I just get spammed with calls from my roommates panicking about about the cat that had jumped in the well. And they were like, "Oh my god, we don't know what to do. And I was like, "Okay. Can you find a no-kill shelter nearby? Because we're not supposed to have any animals in this house, and we already have one cat. You can't bring another cat from from the New Mexico desert, from an abandoned church in the New Mexico desert that is probably haunted. You cannot bring another cat home." But of course, I was outnumbered by a lot. So we brought the cat home, which it was kind of one of those classic situations of the person who was most reluctant to have the cat became the most attached to the cat. One of those classic situations like that. So yeah, they got home, and they brought the cat with them, and she was very sweet people. She didn't like other cats at first, but they were like, okay, if she doesn't end up getting along with Whiskey, we will find a no-kill shelter to take her to, and we will bring her there. But we will give it a few days first. We'll give it a few days. So we kind of eased her into it. The first day, the cat didn't really want to be near Whiskey at all and was, like, hissing at her really bad and, like, hiding in my room with me because I just was working on my computer at that time. And the next day, they kind of were able to exist in the same space together, and then after that, the Yoshi just warmed up, and they clicked together. They just clicked. They loved each other. Whiskey basically adopted this kitten. It was a very sweet thing. Very sweet. So, like responsible cat owners that are bringing in strays from the desert, we immediately went and took them to the vet. Make sure they're up to date on their shots, they don't got any diseases that we need to worry about, things like that. Make sure that the cats aren't pregnant because they are female stray cats, both of them. And Yoshi was too little to have kittens yet. Which just means we just had to bring her in at a later date to spay her. And the vet had claimed that Whiskey had already been spayed because she had the scar. She couldn't have kids. She could not have kittens. That was a fucking lie. Let me tell you that was a fucking lie. That doctor did not know what she was talking about because not 2 weeks later, our little kitty that we brought from outside, who was supposed to not be able to have kids because she had her reproductive organs spayed. I don't remember exactly the way that spaying female cats happens, but the point is that this little cat that should not be able to have kittens, according to this vet, because she has the scar from being spayed, was round like a blimp and had very large nipples, so was very clearly extremely pregnant. I'm still pissed at that vet for telling us that our cat could not have kittens, and we didn't have to worry about getting her fixed because she was already fixed and should not be able to have kittens. And she was pregnant at the time of that appointment where this vet said that. She was literally currently pregnant when the vet was like, she can't have kids. It's all good. You're good to go. You don't have to schedule an appointment to fix her. Very pissed off about that. Because now, a couple weeks later, it was a very hectic day when she actually went into labor. Like, one of my roommates got his foot in a cast, I had a doctor's appointment about my disabilities, another of my roommates had a job interview at a new place, so it was a very hectic day, and that was the day that Whiskey decided to go into labor. Now, I know it's not that the cat decided to go into labor, but the point still stands that it was a bad time. And we were trying to make her comfortable, make sure that she was in a good place to have her babies, but she just decided that she didn't want to have kids in the very nice little cardboard kitty house that we made for her, so she bolted and had kittens and gave birth in our couch, which we definitely had to get rid of after that. She had kittens in our couch. But the kittens are adorable. There was 5 little kittens. But which also means, though, in this tiny, broken down ghetto apartment with 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom that's housing 4 people, and we're not supposed to have any animals at all, there was now 7 cats. 7 cats in this tiny ghetto-ass apartment. So that was certainly an experience. We loved the cats. They didn't keep all the cats because, obviously, but they had to stay around Mama for a little while until they were old enough to leave their mom without it causing, like, psychological damage or something like that, you know? They needed to be independent before they got rehomed. Alright. But even now, my old roommates, the three of them still live together, and they kept two of the kittens and obviously the two ones that they had before. So now they have 5 cats, and the ones that they have there's Whiskey and Yoshi, obviously, and the 2 kittens that they kept were Toasted Marshmallow, or Mallow for short, who was this orange and white cat that was he's grown to be absolutely massive, and is still growing because his tail is incredibly long and his paws are so big and he still has room to grow into him. But he's still the biggest of all of the cats that are there. Long-haired, very typical orange cat. No thoughts in that head. Only wants cuddles, things like that. And I didn't mention it, but Yoshi, I have a running joke that Yoshi is in fact the Antichrist, and that Whiskey is the Mother Mary, since she wasn't supposed to have kids. She wasn't supposed to be able to have kids. But Whiskey is the Antichrist, or not Whiskey, Yoshi is the Antichrist, because she's a fucking crackhead, and, like, all of our, like, gay flags that we had up in the house, we know that it's just because they were flags, because the tapestries were also ripped up, were also, like, clawed at, and she tried to climb them all the time. But we had this running joke that she's homophobic and transphobic because she kept trying to climb the flags, and on several occasions knocked them off of the pins that held them up. And and on top of that, while the kittens were really small, Yoshi kept trying to play with the cats. And I have a video of Yoshi literally reaching under the bathroom door that where the kittens were, and, like, swiping as fast as she can, and, like, bah, 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 and trying to find the cats, and just smacking one of the kittens upside the chin. And it's just like, what are you doing, you crackhead ass cat? Like, yeah. And the last cat, and Whiskey is actually, she's a very elegant cat. She is very mature and elegant. She's definitely the mom of all of them. Very much calmer than the other two, until, like, if someone hurts or fucks with her babies or any of the people who live in the apartment, she will just straight up attack them. She's never actively, like, hurt anybody, not like permanent damage, but she has, like, bitten and drawn blood and things like that. She's very protective. She's definitely the mom of all of them. She's fully adopted Yoshi as one of her babies. And then the last cat is Beetlebug, or Tree Beetle, who's like a calico like her mom. She has the brown and black and a bit of what. She has the brown and the black, and then she has an orange spot that's right on her forehead. I wanted to name her Johnny Test because it looked like the fucking, like, flame hair, but they wanted to name her Beetlebug, and they're the ones that are keeping her at the end of the day, so of course they get to decide the name. What was I talking about? But Beetlebug is a very judgmental cat. She is very shy, doesn't like new people, and even people that she knows but hasn't seen in a while, she's very, very suspicious of them. Like, when I was cat sitting, she remembered me, because she wasn't actively, like, hiding from me so that I would never see her face. But she did not want me to pet her at all, and the entire time that I was there, she was just glaring at me with the most intense stare of judgment from a cat ever. But those are the cats that they have now. The other 3 got given away to other people. One of the 3 that got given up was the one that I really wanted to take with me, but couldn't because my mom is allergic to cats. And it was, like, kind of the runt of the litter, of, like, the smallest of the cats. Not runt as in, like, didn't get attention from Mom. All of them got great attention. Whiskey is a great mama. But just was smaller than the other cats and had these wild, big-ass bug eyes. And just was another kind of weird just cat. I have so many pictures of this one just getting stuck in the windows of this little cardboard cat house. Not like stuck as like in danger, but stuck as in just like somehow wound up in this predicament and needs help getting out of it. But I wanted to call that one something stupid, just like a stupid assortment of sounds, like Scrumblus Grumblus, his Grimble Scrumble, or something like that. It's just the energy that little kitten had. Yeah. So definitely lots of kitty stories. Yeah. As a kitten, Mallow was also just I called Mallow the little screamer as a kitten before we had an official name for him, because, well, the other cats, they would only really scream if there was something wrong and they needed help from one of us or Whiskey or something, or if they were really hungry or something like that. But Mallow would just kind of, once he was old enough to, like, walk, he would just kind of strut into a room, sit down, look around, and then just scream, just, like, no reason at all, just... Hello, sorry, I've been busy with a lot of stuff. No worries! Welcome back, welcome back. I've been busy too, I've been working on stuff. But, welcome back. There's never any pressure to... No need to apologize. There's never any pressure to watch the streams, you know? None at all. Alright. But this is what I've been working on. I'm gonna zoom out on it a bit again. This is what I've been working on. We're drawing some art fight attacks. Awesome. Let me just zoom back in. I gotta get these little scully doodads in there. Ugh. But yeah, that's how we wound up in a tiny ghetto apartment that was not supposed to have any animals in it with 7 cats. Ooh, I like it. Thank you, thank you. Alright. It was certainly interesting living with my roommates. I love my roommates. All my roommates, even when I first moved in with them, I had been friends with the one I had most recently become friends with was literally 5 or 6 years prior to when we moved in together. So like we're all close. But I will say it is funny because over the course of us living there, it wound up being that gradually, 2 of my roommates became drag performers. One a drag king, the other drag queen. And the third roommate was like hardcore goth and did the makeup and outfits every day. So while he wasn't specifically a drag performer, still dressed as extravagantly like that, and overall, all 3 of them were just obsessed with glitter and got glitter absolutely everywhere. One time, the goth roommate, which, yes, goths enjoy colorful glitter too, at least this one does a lot. But he came in while I was playing Minecraft or some shit, and he just decided to glitter bomb my fucking bed. Yeah, I am still finding glitter, like, in my fucking underwear on occasion, and it has been over a year since this happened. Glitter has been infused into my blood from living with drag performers and goths. Ugh. I need water. Ugh. I just remembered I have Hickama to snack on. Have y'all ever tried Hickama, chat? It's kind of like... Hickama is kind of like... Okay. I know that a lot of people haven't tried Hickama before. It's really good. It's a weird vegetable. I'm dying. I know, it's so funny. Jicama is a very weird vegetable because, like, the plant is apparently in the bean family, but the part we actually eat is like a tuber, like a potato or a carrot or a radish or something. And the taste and texture are kind of like if an apple was a vegetable. Like, not as sweet as apples, but in that same range of flavor profile and crispy like that. Ah. Jicama is delicious. I'm cutting myself a couple of slivers. Tasty. Back to art and things. But yes, living with drag queens will have you never seeing without blinking glitter out of your eyes. Ugh. This is cool. I think I'm gonna change the color of the skull to be a bit closer to the ribs, maybe. But I want to finish the tiny skulls of the sleeves of the pants right now. All right. It was a lot of fun living with them. Well, it doesn't sound like here's a downside then. The downside is having to sleep on top of glitter in the hot desert heat with a barely working AC. Have you ever tried to exist while sweaty as fuck and just have glitter sticking to your skin where you don't want it to stick? It's like going to the beach and getting sand in everything, except the sand is gay. Ugh. I need to talk to them again and see if they're willing to teach me makeup. Somehow, the entire time that I lived with literal drag performers, I never bothered to learn how to do makeup. I did, however, learn how to sew, and and came to the realization that being non-binary, trans, all that, and autistic, and all that shit that means that it's very difficult to shop for clothing, I can make my own fucking clothing. I can find something fun at the thrift store that doesn't have a horrible texture and modify it to be the right size and shape for me. I'm actually working on one of those right now. No, I'm wearing one thing that I did of just it was like an old, really old, like Paramore shirt that I had cut the sleeves off of, but it had ripped all the way down the sides to being almost unwearable. But I just kind of, I could sew it back together completely, but instead I kind of just pinned the sides together with like safety pins. So there's like a sliver of skin completely down my side. It looks really sick. And I'm making another thing to go with it that's like a cropped cheetah print jacket kind of deal, but I'm also gonna be like hemming a like 2-inch uh width of like black denim to it and putting some studs inside of it, so it's like or studs or spikes or whatever works. I just think it'd be it's gonna look really cool. No one ever said you had to have a consistent sense of style. Sometimes I've got the cottagecore vibes. Sometimes I want to look inconceivably just blob shaped. And sometimes I want to go full, like, punk DIY with it. Live your dreams, kids. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to stick to a consistent style. If I can draw a million different art styles, I can wear a million different fashion styles. That's the truth of the matter. Alright. I will say, though, one thing I can say as the only person in that household who did not have a driver's license, the tropes of gay drivers are all 100% true. Or at least they 100% apply to that household. Obviously, I myself could not drive, but that also means that I was able to get a very good analysis on all of my friends driving. Overall, we managed to not get in any car accidents. Yeah, any car accidents. So I will call that a win. Even if there was some, like, situations where one of our cars got sideswiped or something. But that doesn't mean that they're great drivers. One of them, sorry. One of them learned to drive in, like, the most remote, backwater country-ass place in Arizona that was, like, no one for miles. There was more, like, emus and horses than there were cars. And people, probably. So, in his own words, the way that he learned to drive was, Grand Theft Auto style, which I think gives you plenty of information on that. He's a very angry driver, always listening to, like, hardcore heavy metal while he's driving, and, like, going as fast as the law and other cars will allow him to. You know, a bit reckless at times, but never gotten in a car accident yet. He's been able to maneuver like crazy. He drives kind of like a getaway driver. Which, when you're late to work, you're about to be late to work, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be good to have a getaway driver to get you to work on time. And another one of my roommates, though, got in several car accidents. Ironically, while he's not the best driver and no one really feels 100% safe while in the car while he's driving, none of the car accidents have actually been 100% his fault. Okay, there was one time that he slid on ice that was while going uphill and slid back into, like, a tree. But the ones that were actually, like, car accidents that happened with other people, it was like someone rear-ending him or someone and, like, knocking it into him and knocking out his windows. It was interesting. I always thought what would happen if I lived with 8 of my friends. Everybody would be yelling, and I would be in the corner hitting my head on the wall. Yeah, that's how it happened a lot. The one benefit to living with your friends is that if you have good friends, which you should have good friends if you're planning on living with them, is that, like, you don't have to over-explain, like, neurodivergent shit. Like, one thing that was really funny, one of my roommates was diagnosed autistic at a young age, and I was diagnosed with ADHD. And to be good roommates before we moved in with each other, we decided to do research on each other's, like, things of neurodivergencies. So I was doing research on autism, and he was doing research on ADHD so that we could be better roommates for each other. And through this research, we gradually came to the realization that, we both have both. We just met in the middle. which I still think was really fucking funny. More jicama. But living with friends, there's a general, like, assumption of good faith between people, and understanding of, like, each other's quirks like that. Like, one of these roommates I have literally known for almost a full decade at this point, so, like, we understand each other's quirks pretty well. Which makes the roommate communication a little bit easier. But yeah. But yes, one of the roommates was not a great driver. This is the one that has been in several car accidents, never exactly actually caused by him, surprisingly. But the way that he drives is certainly interesting. And I think the best way to explain how he drives is to talk about a story of a time that he drove me to work. So I had work at like 5:30, and we lived 20 minutes away from the movie theater I worked at, and I was running late. It was 5 o'clock, peak 5 o'clock traffic time, and it was like 15 minutes until I had to be at work, so I was low-key like, shit, I need to call my job and tell them I'm gonna be a little bit late because of traffic, and he was the only one home, so I asked him, and he just agreed to drive me to work. Driving me to work. First off, it's important to note that the entire time we were driving to work, we were listening to his drag playlist. So shit like Barbie Girl and Aisha Erotica were blasting full volume that I could handle, on his phone, on a Bluetooth speaker, not even on the actual car speakers, because the car speakers did not work. This was like a really weird car. To paint a picture, his car does not have a radio. And even if it did, upon like doing some like repairs himself, he found that the speakers just do not work. So they have a Bluetooth speaker that just kind of sits in the hole where the radio is supposed to go. It's like this Honda Elements for people who know what cars look like. But for people who don't know what cars look like me, the Honda Elements car, we called this car Ricky. Ricky had an interesting, like, shape to him. He was very boxy car. And I want to say non-Euclidean, because the interior of this car certainly felt much larger than the exterior should allow. Like, you get into this car and it feels like you're not in a car, you're in like a wagon. Like the floor, you step down into the car somehow. Like, the inside shape of this car should not function, but it does somehow. And it's got the suicide doors too, so like, you can't open the back door without opening the front door first, and the back door opens so that it's almost like double doors. If they open in opposite, back and front door that are connected to each other open in opposite directions. It's weird. It's really weird. And he always kept a case of water and a crock pot in the back of his car. It wasn't like a trunk because it was all one space, but like in the back of his car. This doesn't seem relevant, but believe me that it is to the story. So, we start driving to work. Aisha Erotica blasting from this Bluetooth speaker. Kind of staticky because it hasn't been... because it's kind of an old speaker. And he just whips out of the driveway like he's in fucking Baby Driver or some shit. On the way to work, we narrowly avoid 3 different car crashes, passing by 2 car crashes that already happened. The entire time, every turn is super sharp, and like every single time that he turns, that crock pot in the back, I said it was relevant, slams around and just stunk, and it sounds like something crunches and breaks because every time it slams up against that case of waters. So it's just every single time he turns, it doesn't have the screeching of tires, but it sounds like something is slamming and breaking bones in the back of the car. And again, the whole time is just listening to the drag playlist. It's going through, they're just like all of this stuff is super intense bimbo core music. and we're breaking traffic violations, and somehow, some way, like I said, we left 15 minutes before we had to be at work, before I had to be at work, in 5 o'clock traffic. When not in 5 o'clock traffic, this commute usually takes 10 minutes. We got there in 8 minutes flat. We got there somehow in less than half of the time it would normally take to get to work in the midst of 5 o'clock traffic. I don't know how he did it, because he, took several wrong turns along the way, too, of just Google Maps just glitching and being like, recalibrating, turn here, or, all of the crashing of the crock pot in the very back. And it's just, somehow, some way, this guy managed to break the laws of time and space and slip through a wormhole or some shit to get me to work, not just on time, but early, somehow, when I was already running late in 5 o'clock traffic. And if that doesn't tell you enough of what you need to know, I also forgot to mention that several times there were cop sirens that there were cops that turned their sirens on and just went right past us. Because they were getting to the car crashes that we passed on the way there. But if that singular story does not give adequate insight onto what my friends drive like, I have no idea what will. More hikmah. Crunchy and delicious. I love telling that story. I have to go now, but have a wonderful day or night. Just know that I love you as a friend and I care about you and keep working hard. Thank you. Have a good night. Or day. Have a good time. Have a good existence. We'll see you another time, mate. Alright. That is the correct spot. Select. Deselect. Let's get back to the actual drawing. Now that I've told a couple of stories. Alright, how long have we been live? An hour and a half? Not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, especially considering I was almost not gonna stream because of a headache earlier today. I want that one smaller. Let's get this to be a little guy. Just a little birthday boy. Little birthday boy on his birthday. That's not small enough. That's the same size as the one it's right next to. Can't have that shit. There we go. There we go. Select, deselect. Little birthday boy and his birthday. Little birthday boy. Let's see. Let's get. Just a little tiny dude. Little bitty bitty. Alright. Let's do even. Tiny bit bigger. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's zoom out and see what it looks like. Very cool, very cool. Actually, I think we need less or smaller of both of these. So I'm gonna erase this guy, and make this guy itty bitty. Itty bitty. Select. Awesome. Awesome. There we go. Little guy. That little guy is too little. Slightly less little guy. And let's move this guy. Or Hickama. I am a big Hickama enjoyer. I keep cutting off a little bit. I wonder if I could just bite into it like an apple. It kind of tastes like an apple. Just. Honestly, that works. I'm just gonna eat it like an apple. I am sorry for the mouth noises. I feel like pretty much every stream I've had, I've eaten a snack on. I mean, the cooking streams, it makes sense to eat something on. I gotta eat my product. That's the whole point of cooking. Why the fuck you gonna cook something if you ain't gonna eat it? But I still think it's kind of interesting that even my art streams, I end up eating something on them. It's really just the time of day. Like, it's a snacking kind of time of day. Alright. Where is the skull? There's the skull. Alright. Snack time over. Let's see if this is a good idea. That one blends in too well with the eye color, so what if I made it highlight? What if I did this for shadow parts? For like shadowed bits, and made it as if the eye was glowing. Tap it went dark for just a second. does that work? Does that work of making the shadow bits? I like that, I think. Why is this? There we go. Do I like this? Like, do I really like this? I think I like it more with a bit more over it. Like, there not as much right here. Can be a fair amount of shadow. Guff? Welcome in. How are you doing today? Welcome to the chat. Yes, we're doing some art fight. We're doing some art fight. This is a full picture of what we're doing. I think it's very cool. I am very proud. How are you doing today? Skelly, yes. Very skelly boy. Or non-binary, so they're skelly person. I don't like that one. I'm chilling, quite literally. Nice, nice. I am chilling only in the metaphorical sense. It's very hot here. It's very hot. What even is the temperature outside? I'm gonna look that up right now. I can only stream in this like time of year in the summer with the AC fully blasting because it's just too damn hot. On that account, I am very thankful that my laptop default microphone does not pick up on the AC. Oh, it's only 98 outside. That's not too bad here. But the fact that 98 degrees Fahrenheit is not too bad here, I think says just enough. I think that says plenty about how hot it is here. What is that in Celsius? Let me look that up real quick. What's 98 in Celsius? 98 in Celsius is 36, or 98 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius is 36 degrees Celsius. So yes, it's hot here. It is quite hot, so I am only chilling in the metaphorical sense. It's not even hot, I just want to be in the covers. Understandable. I completely understand that, mate. Sometimes you just want to be cozy. Just snug as a bug in a rug. The hater's gonna hate on that. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I finished up the story of the cats and my roommate's horrible, insane person driving. And now I've just forgotten how to speak on stream again. What? As in, my roommate's horrible driving, or the cats, or what? No context, please. Alright, fair enough. If you did want the context, it's in the VOD. I've spent like 2 weeks away from streaming because I had to be in the city for a family reunion, which, for her context on why I spent another week. No, I'm good, alright. I spent 2 weeks away from streaming, because the first week I had a family reunion thing, and the second week I needed to de-people and de-socialize, because there is literally 20 people at that family reunion staying in one house. And none of us had spoken to each other in like 4 years. Or not spoken to each other, but like seen each other face to face. I have 10 cousins. Oh nah, yeah, it's chaos. It's even more chaotic because literally all of us are neurodivergent in some way. Mostly ADHD and some autism sprinkled in there. So it's just pure chaos. I am most surprised of anything that no one tried to climb onto the roof, because it was very easy to do so. But at the same time, I am not, as an extrovert, couldn't relate because I'm the chaos child. Well, you see, everyone in my family is the chaos child. It's more of an anomaly for the two or three people who are not extremely socially outgoing, who are not like born entertainers. There's a running like gag in our family that that we genetically inherited the desire to be the center of attention. Nearly burned the house down twice. Good for you, honestly. Good for you. One before 10 and one after 10. Like, in the time of day or age? Because if it's age, that's a very wide range of after 10. Age, alright. I thought it would be funny if it was just like, yeah, once before 10, once after 10. Like your age? No. AM and PM. Don't say your age in Twitch. Do not say your age in Twitch chat. Hold on. I don't think my mods are here today, so I'm just gonna delete message. My bad. No worries, just don't say your age in Twitch. Basic internet safety. Don't do that shit. Alright. Art time. Okay, I like how this shadow is looking over here, but I don't like the cast shadow that the hair is making there. Maybe if I just did it like there, like that. I'm not usually on Twitch. Well, welcome to Twitch. I'm glad I could be an introductory thing. Or I don't know if it's introductory or if it's just not often used. Regardless, welcome. Enjoy your stay. Alright, let's see. First streamer, actually. Oh, thank you! I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that a lot if I'm your first streamer. That's really cool. But totally, as a rule of thumb, yeah, welcome to Twitch. Hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, as a general rule of thumb, don't give out your age or any personal information. It's just not really safe to do so. And most streamers will just, I don't know, I should have a filter up that immediately deletes all things that have numbers written in them. But, or I guess it doesn't if there's text and numbers. I don't know. My mods aren't here today, so I'm doing the thing. I'm cool. You're very cool, my dude. You're very cool. Or, dude, or what pronouns do you use? Benefit of small streamers can get that. I don't know what I was gonna say. Honestly, any cool. I use they, he. Everyone else in chat, feel free to tell what your pronouns are. I am trying to figure out what I want to do with this skull. Because color palette wise, we had no doubt in your coolness. Of course. You're obviously cool enough and have good taste because you're in this stream with me, the best streamer. I'm radical, dude. You're definitely radical, absolutely. Okay. But I want to. Okay. Any pronouns for me too? Good to know, good to know. Alright. I want to figure out what I want to do with the color palette of the face. Because on one hand, well, not on one hand, but just, it doesn't really, it kind of clashes with all of with the rest of the color palette. I'm gonna change the background too when I get to that, but I want to do the shading and then change the background of have, like, darker, cool tones, I think. I want there to be a definite contrast with everything contrasting and bringing attention to the eyes that are in the kind of floaty hair and the ribs and lungs. And the skull needs to be a different color. Either bring it into a cooler color, or make it match with the rib cage. But the thing is, if I make it match with the rib cage, then it's gonna kind of blend, because this is the rib cage color, literally color picked from there. But then it's gonna blend in with the eye that's in there. I really want that eye to pop. Light blue? I am thinking that. I think I'm gonna try and experiment with doing a cool color instead of this warm yellow color that I'm trying. So let's give that a try. Let's just... E... G... Oops. G... I accidentally hit the wrong button! So let's try with that. Let's try like a blue. I want to get a blue that's like... more blue. And... maybe like this? Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's right. Okay, let's try doing... I'm kind of just thinking out loud here. Let's try, like, color pick a really pale blue. Bring it over here a bit. And do that for the skull. See how that works. Let's see how that blends. See how that looks. I think actually a little bit paler. Let's do like a little paler grayer kind of. Like that, maybe? And zoom out, see how that works with the rest of it. That definitely has a much better color harmony. I like people who think out loud. Comforts me, because I do it a lot. Exactly! That's one of the things I kind of like about Twitch. I can just kind of say whatever the fuck. I can just kind of talk and speak and think out loud. And if people don't have to worry about annoying people, because if someone doesn't want to listen to this, they literally have every ability to click on another person's stream. He said the fuck word. Yes, I swear a lot. Not necessarily a PG streamer. Get him, Twitch, get him! That, I think, is one of the... I know you're new to Twitch. I think that's one of the biggest differences you'll find between Twitch and YouTube. YouTube is very much like, he said the fuck word, ban, shadow ban, demonetized, whereas Twitch is like, he said some... what did he say? What did he say? I don't know. I don't know. Twitch does not care if you swear. There are things that Twitch cares about. They care much more about if you play, like, Taylor Swift on stream than if you swear. DMCA will get your ass. Alright. I really do like the idea you had of the blue tone, so I am gonna try that. But I want to do a bit lighter even. That's the color. That's the color I want. Yeah. Taylor Swift banging. I know, it's so sad. I think that's the color I'm gonna go with this. I do think that is the color. Alright. Yeah. So we got the base colors down. Now, time to fuck around and find out with the shading and rendering, because I am still pretty damn new to digital art. And every time that I've gotten to this stage, I just kind of tapered off and didn't do shit. Okay. Woo! Just go with. Alright, let's start. What can I do to make all of this? Let's see. I'm a cell shader, so I'm thinking of. I don't know whether I want to do cell shading or not. I am thinking maybe do a mix of cell shading and like hatching. Of like do cell shading, but then to have single do what's going on there? Why can't I draw? Am I selected something again? Deselect. Oh, it's a clipping group. Could do here. There we go. Like do something like. Why is it still not letting me? Ew, I know what it's done. That's the problem. There we go. Hatching would fit loads. Yeah. Something like do that, and then we take the darker color in there. That's at like a multiply layer, maybe? But more vibrant. I really want the shade. I really want the shadows and lights to really pop in this and bring a lot of attention. And then go in with like a way darker color or a way lighter color and like individual hatching of like to get a real good dimension, and then do yeah, I think that could be really cool. I think that can be really cool, and even do the reverse of like yeah, I like this idea. Alright. Let's give it a go. Awesome. Radical, dude. So let's try this. I want to figure out how to make shit look really, like, glowy, too, and, like, really pop. You're gonna smash it. Alright. What kind of color do I want? I want a multiply layer, and I'm just gonna do this. Do I want that? Or do I want this to be a clipping over here? Like that? And then that. That works. Haha! Use a glow or add layer for the eyes? Maybe. That could be cool. That's what I usually do. I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that in mind. So let's just start with getting some swanky little shading. I want this to be more vibrant. This color to be more vibrant. No, I don't want this color to be more vibrant. I want it to be not like that, but like. That's too much. What if, though, I just kind of knocked the opacity down? Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting swanky with it. Getting schwankified. Alright. Alrighty then. Yes. Very cool. And right there, where that hatching is. Get like this. Get some more dimension around that eye. Some like there and there. I think this is gonna turn out great. Great. So yes, I'm enjoying this. This is good. This is good. What is the music right now? Ah, that's what it is. That makes sense. That makes sense. The good old Monster Prom soundtrack. Actually, what if I did the reverse of what I was about to do there? And just kind of shaded this block in. Block shade that in, and then I will selectively erase and add some illumination to make it look like the eye is almost glowing. I think that really will make it pop out. Let's do this. Erase there. Let's get those cheekbones. Yes. Very cool. Very cool. This is like so fun to watch. Awesome! I'm so glad you're enjoying watching this. I am enjoying drawing this. No, I'm gonna undo that. I want there to be a little bit of a sliver right there. In fact, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. And angled. To really work with and define that nose bone shape. I do this, just kind of very subtly. Yeah. Looking swanky. Okay, hear me out. What if you made a multiply layer with shadows all over the skelly and erase the part around that glows? That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm definitely thinking of doing. It's kind of hard to do it all in one thing because I have so many different layers going on right here. I think I'm on like layer 18 or some shit like that. But that is along the track that I'm thinking. I have to go. Bye-bye. It was very nice. Thank you for the stream. Of course. You're welcome back anytime. Have a good day. Hope the rest of your day is good. While having the shadows still be apparent. Yes. I think right now it's kind of a deal of just trusting the process. I want to get these base shading shapes in, and then go back in, do the hatching, erase all of the stuff that's going to be around the eyes in like selectively like I want to do it in like a way where it's ooh big zoom in on the eye. Oh, where am I? Big zoom. Where it's like trying to think. I'm going to do that with this shape. Ooh, not that brush. This one. My normal brush. And have it be like erasing around the eyes and select but not fully, so that it has like a this really intense effect to it with really sharp glow with really sharp lighting ring around it, and have this erased bit be not just erased but also have that glow effect to it, you know? Not doing it great there, but I'm gonna go back and do that, and maybe not even with eraser, but do like a specific color, like even this color, but not that color. Oh fuck, what color was I using? What color was I using? Fuck. Okay. I need to really quickly just turn it back to normal and full opacity to get the color swatch over here. Over here. And then turn this back to multiply like 60-70%. Yep. There we go. Now we have the color back. Okay, I see the vision. Radical visionary, honestly. I know, right? I'm simply the greatest, you know? I'm, I'm simply the greatest. No, I think this is gonna be cool. I think this is gonna be very cool. Let's see, is that... Yeah, like that. And then gets not quite as low. Yes, very good, very cool, very cool. I'm also gonna go ahead and shift that down, so that is the color of that skull, and not just an overlay kind of thing. Radical, dude. Totally radical. Alright. What's... Maybe a little bit on the teeth here. Just like a little bit of a hint of dimension. Yes. Yes, this looks very cool. This looks sick! Alright. That's all for the skull there, though. And the ribs kind of already have their shading, but just with the way that I drew them. But I think I'm just gonna do a little bit more of, like... I want different parts of this to have, like, a different level of refinement. The whole point of the character, the person who made this character on Artfight said the whole point of them is to not be, like, consistent with anything. Whether that be art style, or color palette, or anything like that. So I don't want it to be totally refined. I want it to look good, but not be, like, extremely well refined, and I need to keep reminding myself of that, because I definitely have a habit of being very specific and radical syndrome. I certainly have radical syndrome. Whoa, dude. I certainly have radical syndrome, my guy. But I definitely have an issue where I get too perfectionist with my art. And with this one, I need to, like, let things go a little bit. Wait, make the ribs glow too? I'm not sure. I think that I don't need to make the ribs glow, because already, again, I'm gonna be changing the background to a different color. This is just the base background that I always sketch on. Because with the ribs, the way that they're gonna be, they're gonna have such a, like, huge color contrast to the rest of the art piece that I don't really think that they need to glow to have a really eye-catching effect. You know? I think that's, yeah. This, however, needs a little bit of fixing. This needs a little fixing. I need a darker red there to be, like, line art. I want to do... I indubitably see, yeah. Yeah. You got me. Let's get... The line art of these lungs was originally the purple that I usually use, but I fucked up and did the line art of the lungs specifically on the same layer that I did the shape of the base shape of the lungs, so it looked kind of off. Oh. No. Yeah, that. I'm just gonna like that. Yeah. I don't want this to be, like, perfect. I think it could be cool if I did some, like... veiny things in the lungs? Do you see what I'm thinking? Of, like, veiny details? Not super specific details, but, like, there. They exist. Do we think that? Nah. I think if I'm gonna do that, I need to hop to a different layer again. Separate layers and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Am I talking loud enough? I think I'm talking loud enough, even when I'm down here and, like, kind of whispering. My mic seems to be picking it up, so it should be good. It should be good. Alright. Where the ribs at? Where the ribs at? There the ribs at. Alright. Back here. I'm gonna restart Twitch real quick. It lags. No worries. I think this is looking good. Yeah. I like the rough cell shading on the ribs. I think that's a good idea. Ooh. I like this. Yes, I like this. You're back. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the show, my guy.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. I think that looks really good. Mm, you're so mean to me.
I'm glad I can be relatable to the kids these days. I haven't lost my touch yet.
All right. What else do I need to do here? What else do I need to do for shading? With this, like, super dark hand, I think that instead of, like, normal shading, what I gotta do is highlights instead. Because it's almost, like, fully inverted.
So, what we're gonna do with this?
Another mask layer. Maybe luminosity? What does this color that I have look like? Luminosity, no. Now it's something super vibrant. Luminosity is not affected by saturation. I need to remember that. But if I... what's addition? I'm just gonna leave that swatch there and go through the different color settings and see what I can do with it. Lighten could work with something. Lighten I could make work with something for highlights. Multiply almost always is darker. Overlay can work. Let's go through all of them. Saturations. Soft light. I actually think soft light is the one to do. I think soft light is the play. Let me erase the whole thing. Okay. Soft light, but different, slightly different color of light. There, and like slightly more blue, maybe? Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that's the color we need for that. And then just do some, like, highlights. Do some highlights on these hand bones. Like... we need to zoom in a lot more on this. Zoom! We get real fucking close. Better get started on character designing. Nice! Character designing is a lot of fun. I'm a big enjoyer of character design. Where am I? That? No, that was... I think... Indubitably. Nice. I guess I just like the challenge. It's a lot of fun. I love the challenge of character designs. If you really like character design, do you know what art fight is? Because that's what I am drawing right now. And you're saying that you're getting into character design. So I want to ask to be sure. Do you know what art fight is? Because it is very fun for people who enjoy it. Ooh, so art fight is basically this annual event that happens every July where artists who sign up get split into two teams. It's kind of arbitrary, but you can also choose your team. Uh, and it's just totally arbitrary things. Like this year, the theme is werewolves versus vampires. The previous year, it was shit like Dream versus Nightmare, or Wither versus Bloom, or Steampunk versus Cyberpunk. It's totally arbitrary. It doesn't mean that you have to draw in that theme, but it's just kind of a thing. But the way that you get points for your team is so you have to submit characters of your own, and you draw characters made by people on the other team to get points for your team. It's a really cool thing if you like character design, like making your own characters, because it's basically this huge art trade event that everyone gets free art made for their OCs, pretty much. And it doesn't even have to be like long-standing OCs. It can just be a design you made because you like the aesthetic of it and you don't really do anything with it. It's so cool. If you are interested in doing it, it's at artfight.net. You can join in at literally any time in the month, or any time in the year, honestly, but the event itself only happens in July. But it happens every year. On artfight.net, they'll have all of the specific, like, stuff for it. Of, like, here's the rules and all the things that you can do. It's a lot of fun. That's what I'm drawing right now. The person who designed, if you type what is it? It's exclamation point attack, I believe, in the chat. Yes, if you type exclamation point attack in the chat, it'll tell you who made the character that I'm drawing right now, which is the awesome. They're giraffe Legos on most social media, like TikTok and Twitter, but on Artfight it's just Legos. Yo, let me see. Yeah, go for it. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of cool shadow doodads. Shadow and lighting. Some shiny bones right here. Vamps versus werewolves, yes. I myself am Team Werewolf. We're wolfing out this year. I have an unironic vampire character, lol. Perfect! That's absolutely perfect for Art Fight this year. Very on theme. Not that you have to be on theme with your character's art or anything, but just, it's more of just like a fun thing. Look. If you want, follow me on Artfight. If you type exclamation point attack in the chat, then it will take you to my Artfight page. Just that's right, you're new to Twitch. My Artfight is right. I'll just type it in for you. Exclamation point attack. Right? That's the right one? Oh, that was the wrong one. It's exclamation point Artfight. That's my bad. Or I got cords in the way of my keyboard right now. No, I have just spaced on which one. Exclamation point, fight. Jesus Christ. My brain is scrambled from migraines today. There we go. Exclamation point, attack. A fight! Exclamation point, fight is the one that gets the link to my art fight. My brain is too scrambled. I think I get a pass considering I literally could not see like 30 minutes before stream started. I think that constitutes for a pass on being a bit scrambled in the brains. I've only got 2 characters on there right now, and one of them is just my Sona. Bones is just my persona, and the other one is just an OC from like 4 years ago. But they're still cool. I need to actually... Next year I will do better about having all of my stuff done for Art Fight, because I think I'm gonna just do it throughout the year. Also, I need to fix this. There we go. Very nice, very nice. God damn it. Damn it, Clyde did it again. Need to just color swatch. And now change it back to soft light. That's the wrong layer. This one, normal. This one is soft light. There we go. There we go. Now it's back to the... Yes, there we go. Undergarden? Yes, a lot of Undertale music in this stream playlist. Undertale music just slaps. Toby Fox is a great composer. There's that, there's that. Wow. Is it skimming, or is it stimming, or is it scatting? Who knows? I have OCs for both sides, lol. So it's not really a thing of you're on one team. It's not that your characters are on one team or the other. So you are on one team, and you put your OCs in as your OCs, and people from the other team will draw your characters, and that's how they attack you. And then you can defend or get revenge by attacking their OCs, you know? Alright. Indubitably. I've gotten so many people to join Art Fight this year, it's great. Art Fight is just a lot of fun for people. More people deserve to know the joys of Art Fight. It's basically a mass art trade event. Yes. Those some shiny bones right there. Some very shiny bones. This chair I'm sitting on squeaks so much. I have no idea if people can hear it right now or not. What is my... Oil bone. It does kind of look oily. Some oiled up bones right there. Don't oil. Okay, what else? We got the shiny oil bone right there. And we got this hand, which can use some shading. Ah! Whew. Alright. I'm gonna keep working on this after stream, but I think that I'm going to wrap up the stream for today. So we're gonna go ahead and raid into someone else. We're gonna raid into who is live? We have Firm Dragon is live. Awesome. Where's my mouse?
Finally unplugged the wire.
Alright. I know that we have new people to Twitch in chat. So what raiding is basically is that it is going to automatically send you into another person's stream. And this person is someone who I enjoy. They're a great streamer, so I think you will enjoy their vibe as well. And I'm also just going to go ahead and plug my Twitter. There's my Twitter. If you want more updates to watch me more often, and obviously follow and be able to and turn on the notifications to know when I'm streaming. I will also post on Twitter when I'm streaming, and you also get other stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and /raid Fern Dragon 64. Did I spell it right? It's all spelled right. Alright. Let me get the ending music going.
The end music.
I forgot to do that first. Oh, where is fucking unplugged thing? Ah! Scuffed stream end. But I will be back next week, and we will be continuing Art Fight. Where is my... It's not loading very well. Hold on. There we go. Is it gonna play? Is it gonna play? There we go. Alright. That is gonna be the stream for today. I hope you enjoyed. I know that we got a lot of new people in the chat today, which is very cool. I hope that I made a good impression with y'all. We're raiding into Fern Dragon, so go and enjoy them. I will see you guys next week for more streams. I'm going to be continuing with Art Fight. Hopefully I can finish up on this. If you want to see the finished product of that when it's done and be the first to know, you're going to follow me on my Twitter, which is already in there, at PlantWounds HQ. And that's going to be the stream for today. Same time next week, so I will see you all then. Goodbye!